Good morning, human beings. Okay, so this is gonna be an interesting video because I'm in the car, sitting in traffic. Something I had a thought of doing long ago was actually doing some vlogs in the car because I spend a lot of time in the car because of work and stuff, so sometimes even 5-6 hours a day. So I was like, well, maybe I could be more productive with that time. How though? Vlogging, that's how. And I wanted to get like a thing for the car, you know, to put my phone on. This vlog is just about the time that I was driving, actually, and I had a shit ton of weed on me, and I got a flat, and just, it was a whole mess of a time. But basically, the way I can describe or title this video is the time I drove, I don't know, the time I drove through the city, or no, something like the time I drove on a highway with broken wheels and about 1,000 grams of weed in the car. If it's grams, milligrams, I don't know. To be quite honest, I might be this dude that actually uses the stuff, but I don't know about it too much. It might be milligrams, 100 milligrams, 100 grams. I don't know. Maybe I'll ask next time I go and buy. Because here in South Africa, it's openly available. So there are actually stores that are on the side of streets that sell this stuff openly. So it's all very cool here. But this was before I knew about that. So this was back when I first started doing weed, and I didn't know it was open. I didn't know that I knew it had become a legal substance, but I still felt off about it. I used to be in this band, right? So let's start there. I used to be in this band, and I had been introduced to weed before, smoking and stuff, but it never really did anything for me. And then one day, one of my bandmates, he was also a dealer, and he said to me, "Here, Josh, have a brownie," just like that. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll have a brownie, let's see what happens. There was 100 in this. I don't know if that's grams or milligrams or whatever, but it was 100 in this brownie, and I ate the whole thing because I had smoked before quite a few times and nothing ever happened. I figured I must have a high tolerance. So I went ahead and I ate this whole freaking brownie. I actually ate half of it and then realized, hey, no, nothing's gonna happen. Then I'm gonna, sorry, my brother, shop dude. Nothing's gonna happen, so I might as well, shop dude. I might as well eat the whole thing. I didn't also know how long it took for these things, but my assumption was an hour, but it was about half an hour I waited and I felt absolutely nothing. So I was then like, okay, I'm going to eat the rest of the brownie. So I ate the whole thing. Then through the night, oy vey, okay. Let me just focus on driving. There's a lot going on the roads right now. Seeing as I had never actually been properly high before, I didn't know what to expect, but it was not what I was expecting. I was expecting to have a cool, mellow time. About an hour later, I was lying on my bed, looking up at the ceiling, feeling like I was on a spaceship, traveling through space. And that was where my mind was. My mind was telling me, hey, dude, you're on a spaceship and we're traveling through space right now. And it was making me sick. It was making me nauseated. I was like, oh no, what have I done? Because it just felt awful. I can't explain when you get so high that you don't know what's going on. And when you're not used to it, I can't really explain how it goes on. But that was part of my thoughts, was that I was on a spaceship. Another part of my thoughts was thinking, am I going to die tonight? Is this how I'm going to die? I've had too much. I've overdosed on weed. Which I don't know if that's even a possibility. I'm sure it is, right? But I don't know. I've had a lot of experience and I've never had an overdose. But this was only 100. Now 100 isn't that bad, but back then 100 was killing me. It was killing me very slowly. They gave me this brownie in a gift box. I ate it, the whole thing, in the night. I was then close to throwing up, close to wishing my life away. I was like, no, wait, please. Please, I will never do it again. Please forgive me. And then I got through it. I fell asleep. Eventually, I fell asleep, not remembering half the stuff, which is why I can't tell you everything that actually went on that night, because I don't remember half of what went on that night, including how I experienced it or anything like that. The next day came along and I felt like shit. I was like, what the hell is going on? And I remembered, oh yeah, that's right, I did a weed brownie. Since then, I've done a lot more and I experimented a lot more with stuff. Moral of the story is to take things slowly, do things step at a time, don't jump in. Although I say that, but every single experience I've ever had really is just a jump in, right? Go into the deep end. I mean, even now, right now, just if you're curious, I'm currently working I'm doing multiple people's job at my work, because my boss is away for 2 weeks, so I'm having to do all of her work plus all of my work, and she has a lot of work. Why am I going on about this? I don't know why. I don't even remember. Oh, that's right. It's because of the deep end. That's what I mean, is I don't even get time to prepare. It's just like, here you go, Josh. I was told on like Thursday or Friday last week, Josh, you're going to be handling all of this stuff. Oh my God. Oh, it was Friday. That's right. Friday afternoon even. I got called into the office. They sat me down. They said, this is what we're going to be doing. You're going to be taking over. Oh my God. Deep ends galore. But with drones, everything is just the deep end. I've never, ever gone into anything, any sort of job or anything, any opportunity in drones, in the drone industry, where it wasn't just you just get thrown into the deep end and then you have to paddle until you can float, basically. Oh, I didn't explain this was actually the first time I did an edible. So it was not the story I started off with in the beginning. But I needed to tell this story so you can have context for that next story. The next story will then, so this story is actually the first time I did an edible, or the first time I got properly high. The next story is going to be then the time I drove about 20 kilometers with a flat on a highway with about 1,000 grams or milligrams of weed in my car, which is a very interesting story because shit happened. That's that. I hope you enjoyed the story and the little tidbits afterwards, just to make this video a little bit longer. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, thanks for leaving a comment. And like I said just now, I'll see you in the next video. Hello again, 20 minutes later, and I'm finished my drive. I just wanted to add a little bit of context. I got the brownie from one of our, it wasn't a gig, it was when we were meeting up to practice. It was a practice session, and they gave me the brownie in this cool little box with a little ribbon around it. It was very cool, nice little present. And then I was saving it. I wasn't going to take it that night. I think I saved it for a Friday or a Saturday night. I then took it. At this point, we were living in a place. It was me, my sister, and my mom all living in one place, a 2-bedroom place. So my mom and my sister were sharing a bedroom, basically because I had my life fall apart before that. So I had to have a place to stay, and my mom was like, come, you can stay with us. So we made those arrangements. This was also me starting to get used to my mom experiencing this stuff with me, or not her having it, but her having me have it and experience me. I didn't know how to feel about it. So the night was very, very crazy because I took the brownie. Half an hour later, I was like, nothing's happening. So I took the rest of the brownie. I then was walking the house. It was a very small house. Like, you knew where everyone was. Literally, it was like a 3-room place. There was a kitchen. It was downstairs, upstairs. Kitchen and small area downstairs, and then stairs that are open from the downstairs going to bedrooms upstairs. My bedroom, and then Mom and Laura's bedroom, and also a bathroom over there. I was wandering the house, and then I started feeling crazy, and I was like, whoa, this is not feeling good. I think I started watching a bit of TV or something like that. I actually really loved that house. It was a very nice house. Even though I went through so much shit there. And while I was watching TV, I was like, what is going on? So I then made my way to my bedroom, and my mom was around the house, you know, freely. Like, she could see me at every point. So it was very much on top of me feeling all of this stuff. I was thinking, like, how is my mom reacting to this? Does she know I took it? I don't think I told her. I don't think I was open to her about the stuff just yet. I think she was just seeing me act weird and have the eyes and stuff like that, and was being like, something's going on. That's when I made my way upstairs, which was a rough ride, trying to get up those stairs while I'm feeling loop-de-doo. Finally, I get upstairs, I go to the bedroom, and I just lie flat on my bedroom. I'm just like, oh no. Here's how the thoughts went. My first thoughts was, I'm gonna die. I'm dying right now. This is what death is feeling like. And then it moved on from that. It started going into something nicer. Like, I left the TV on. I'm remembering now, I left the TV on. And it was a good thing because it helped me distract myself from all the intensity of the high. So I would hear something going on the TV, and I would imagine myself watching the TV and hearing the words. I would imagine the picture playing out. And while you're high, you can do that very nicely. Even though I couldn't really, because I kept getting distracted, it kept going to like different pathways, like what was my mom gonna think of me, and then it would sit there and stew for a little bit. On top of that, the stewing of that negative thought would be this this feeling of like, this is way too intense, I don't know how to deal with this or what to make of it. And then I would go back to the TV and I would listen to the TV and start playing pictures in my head. Then it would go on to a different thing, like it went on to that spaceship one where I realized I had been paying a lot of attention to the TV, and then there was a time lapse. In that time lapse, I don't remember what happened, but the next moment that I do remember was that spaceship thing where I was lying on my bed and I was thinking, I'm in a spaceship and we're traveling through space, and it felt like I was spinning like this in my spaceship. So I started getting nauseated and started feeling sick. Finally, eventually things kind of calmed down and I managed to fall asleep. So that's that. Lol, I looked at the time of the recording at 4:20. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Stick around for more videos in the future. Thanks for liking, subscribing, leaving a comment. Tell me about your first experience on edibles or weed, however it goes, and I will keep sharing my experiences online as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.